All right, so the Chiefs win the AFC Championship game for the 6th straight year. Could you please do me a favor and put this in historical context? I need to hear about what this grand scheme.
I'd love to. So obviously, and then I'll tell you about how they did it. The most consecutive AFC title games ever is 8 by the 2011 to 2018 Pats. This is obviously the second most, but take the consecutive portion out of it. Now, only Joe Montana, I think it's Montana, who went to 7, and Tom Brady, who went to 14, have been, there's one guy with 7. I can't remember if it's Manning or Montana. But Mahomes now is tied for the third most conference championship game appearances in NFL history. He has done it 6 times in his first 6 years. The other context of these playoff victories, and this is what I don't think that folks have fully wrapped their mind around, is where Mahomes is historically now. So he now has 13 playoff wins, okay? Aaron Rodgers, 11. Troy Aikman has 11. Brett Favre tied with Mahomes at 13. If he wins on Sunday, he ties Terry Bradshaw, who won 4 Super Bowls, John Elway, who won 2 and went to 5 Super Bowls, and Peyton Manning, who went to 4 and won 2 Super Bowls, with 14 playoff victories. If Mahomes wins Sunday, the all-time quarterback playoff victories list will be 35 for Tom Brady, 16 for Joe Montana, and then Mahomes, Manning, Bradshaw, and Elway with 14. He's 28 years old. The Chiefs just became the first team in NFL history to win 2 or more playoff games in 5 consecutive seasons. The Chiefs, in the entirety of their history before Mahomes took over, went to the AFC title game 3 times, hosted it 0. Since Mahomes took over, they've been there 6 times, hosted it 5. The Chiefs all year long were told what was wrong with them, and yet once again find themselves in the same place they found themselves every year, playing in one of the final 3 games of the year, see if they can play in the final game of the year. So how did they do it? By following their exact, I almost cursed, gosh darn plan that everyone questioned, despite the fact that they won the Super Bowl last year. The Chiefs made a philosophical decision that we have on our roster the single most valuable non-quarterback in the league in Tyreek Hill. We are going to take that one diamond of an asset and change how our team is built. We are going to use that to free up money and acquire draft picks to try to, on the fly, build a dominant defense. And the reason we believe we can do it is because we believe that by the playoffs, no matter who Patrick is throwing to, he can make it work. And Patrick Mahomes rewarded them by playing in the first playoff game, playing the best below freezing temperature game in NFL history. A game that the entire discussion was, man, the Dolphins sure looked cold, while Patrick was out there throwing absolute, no pun intended, frozen ropes to guys. With the development of the rookie receiver who had a $130 that weekend, who's progress and maturation they didn't thwart by bringing in Band-Aid veteran receivers. And then the following week, Patrick rewarded them by, before the kneel downs, the Chiefs were averaging 9 yards a play. A play. The most in any playoff game in the Mahomes era. And you know who they opened the second half up with on 1st and 10, down, what were they down? 4? A bomb to Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who they then hit again later in the game on a bomb down the field. All year long, I have had to hear Mahomes should yell at these guys. Mahomes should stop having faith in these guys. Mahomes should stop throwing to these guys. And all year long they said, you know what? The best player the league has ever seen is going to keep showing faith in you. You're a champion, MVS. You made a huge play in the playoffs for us last year. We believe that if we don't throw you under the bus, and at one point I was done with him when he kind of showed up Mahomes on the field. Go ahead, DeMonte.
Are the fans wrong for not believing in the receivers? Mahomes has to believe in his receivers, but like the people, if they see drops, and that's what they know.
I don't mind the fans getting frustrated. It was the rest of my colleagues in the media acting as if there wasn't a plan in place. And the plan was, by the end of the year, one of our young receivers will step up, and that's Rashee Rice. That Travis Kelce, despite looking his age at various points during the year, a guy who is now 6 catches away from breaking Jerry Rice's unbreakable postseason receptions record. Travis Kelce, who he and Mahomes broke the Brady Gronk unbreakable postseason touchdowns record. That guy is going to be at his best, and that Patrick will find a way with the others. And it is exactly what happened. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.